Clinton to visit this country and explore with Aung San Suu Kyi and the government whether the United States could empower reform efforts and begin a new relationship between our peoples. In the years since, we've seen some very encouraging progress, including Daw Aung San Suu Kyi's release and election to Parliament, the release of political prisoners, the lifting of restrictions on the press, and new laws to expand labor rights and eliminate the use of child soldiers. And at my direction, the United States has responded to support these reforms, including the easing of sanctions. Now, as a former legislator myself, I followed your role in the new parliament with interest and admiration. Real democracy involves having different branches of government check and balance each other, and I applaud your efforts in that regard, particularly as the head of the Committee of the Rule of Law. In my discussions here in Yangon, our goal is to sustain the momentum for democratization. That includes building credible government institutions, establishing rule of law, ending ethnic conflicts, and ensuring that the people of this country have access to greater education, health care, and economic opportunity. And I want to make a pledge to the people of this country that I am confident we can keep, and that is if we see continued progress towards reform, our bilateral ties will grow stronger, and we will do everything we can to help ensure success. I'm so happy, by the way, to be joined by Secretary Clinton. This is her last foreign trip that we're going to take together, and it is fitting that we've come here to a country that she has done so much to support. Where'd Hillary go? Where is she? There she is. So, I could not be more grateful, not only for your service, Hillary, but also for the powerful message that you and Aung San Suu Kyi send about the importance of women and men everywhere embracing and promoting democratic values and human rights. So again, I want to thank you, Daw Aung San Suu Kyi, for your extraordinary hospitality and grace, the power of your example, which has been inspiration to people all around the world, including myself. Clearly, you will be playing a key role in your country's future for many years to come as Burma seeks the freedom and the prosperity and the dignity that not only the people of this country deserve, but people all around the world deserve. So thank you for your inspiring message.
US President Barack Obama there speaking on the steps of Aung San Suu Kyi's house on this, the first visit by a sitting American president to Myanmar, a country also known as Burma. I guess the key to his remarks there was when he said the goal of this visit is to sustain the momentum towards democracy. Dan Lothian was also listening to the comments made by President Barack Obama. And Dan, all very positive, but also a word of caution that hedging, if you like, that providing this country continue to move towards reform, the bonds would be there.
That's right. You know, it's the rewards will be there if this country continues on the steps forward. And just to kind of back up a little bit before the president came out to make those short remarks, we were talking about why the White House went ahead with the president's visit here, despite the fact that there was some criticism. And you heard the president essentially address that, talking about how there was movement on the part of the government here, lifting restrictions on the press, releasing political prisoners, the parliamentary elections. I mean, these are all things that the administration looks at as some positive steps moving forward. And the president himself talked about how if you're going to sit back and wait for a perfect democracy, then you're going to have to wait an awful long time. That's not how it works. You can't wait for the perfect before you start taking action. You look for little steps forward and then you reward that. And that's what this trip is all about. By no means is the administration saying that things are perfect in this country. They point to some of the problems that still exist. But small steps are being taken, and as the president said, it's a long journey.
Okay. Dan, thank you for that. Dan Lothian, our White House correspondent, who is actually across town there at a university where the president will be speaking within the next hour or so. But Dan Rivers another one of our CNN correspondents, was actually outside the house of Aung San Suu Kyi. He now joins us on the line. And Dan, this was an historic photo opportunity, if nothing else. Describe the mood down there. What has it been like for the people you've managed to speak with?
I mean, yeah, I can still hear the cheering of the thousands of people who are outside Aung San Suu Kyi's house right now. I'm just watching the President and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton just getting into their cars to leave after a long meeting, actually, a lot longer than was scheduled. They were running slightly behind time, but it went on for, getting on for, about 40 minutes. And there seemed to be real warmth as well between the three of them. When they arrived, there was a kind of a traditional Y from the President where he clasped his hands together, and she returned that courtesy. And then when she saw Hillary Clinton, they hugged, actually, and there was a real kind of sign of warmth. And at the end of the remarks that they just made outside her house, again, a real display of affection from President Obama, who gave her a very warm kiss on the cheek and a hug. So it seems in no doubt that the personal relationship between the three of them certainly seems to be very strong. In terms of what will come out of this, well, of course, there will be critics who are concerned that this trip has come too soon, that it is rewarding a lack of progress in certain areas in Myanmar. But I think that the President's message here has been consistent all the way through, talking about sustaining the momentum towards democracy and pledging that if we can see continued progress towards reform, that our relationship will get closer.
Okay, Dan Rivers on the line there, outside the house of Aung San Suu Kyi, where she was meeting with US President Barack Obama, a meeting which went a little longer than many had expected, but by all accounts, a very warm meeting. We saw the displays of affection when the president wrapped up his remarks. And what was interesting is what Aung San Suu Kyi said, that this is one of the most difficult moments when it appears that success is in sight. She said they must not be lured by the mirage of success. For our viewers here in the United States, we'd like to return you now to CNN Newsroom. And for all our other viewers around the world on CNN International, we will take a short break. A lot more of World Report when we come back.